password?
Oh, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to the November 1st meeting of the Newmarket Town Council. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we will begin with the public forum. Hello.
Oh. Some of us like costumes.
My name is Stephanie. I've been here once before to talk to you. I'm a Newmarket resident, and I'm here with you again tonight to give you guys an update on what's been happening with Newmarket resident interest in bringing a rights-based ordinance to town. On October 22nd, a few Sundays ago, we had 16 attendees, 9 from Newmarket, at a community rights awareness workshop sponsored by the New Hampshire Community Rights Network and led by the Community Rights Environmental Fund's New Hampshire Community Organizer, Michelle Sanborn. We had interest from other town residents, about 30 more who wanted to go, who couldn't make that date. And there's been even more who have joined the email list since then because they heard from their neighbors. We have about maybe 55 Newmarket residents interested in right now. A core group of us from the workshop met this past Sunday to discuss what to do with all we learned, and we agreed to take next steps to engage CELDF's legal help to draft an RBO to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Newmarket's residents and its natural environment. We're exploring specifically protection of groundwater, surface water, and waterways in general as a matter of our inherent and inalienable right to make governing decisions that affect the quality of life of the people and ecosystems in Newmarket. The reasons we're focusing on water is because we're worried about contamination from keys coming into the Great Bay. We've been talking to scientists from NHDES about that. We're worried about sediment toxins that Eversource's project will dredge up in the Great Bay. And we're also worried about contaminants that might come down the Lamprey from Penard's approved Raymond recycling transfer station that the company also, and without public awareness, intends on using as a solid waste transfer station, something we know about only because of an inside company whistleblower who took on our confidence for that matter. So I'm going to give you guys a packet and then tell you what's in it if I can do that. She's on this first, sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I can talk loud.
Nope, the power wasn't on.
Okay. So in that packet, you're going to find a bunch of different materials. I'll just list them for you. The newspaper on top will give you background on CELDF and its mission. Inside that, you'll see a handout on chemical trespass, which is the official name for what we're interested in blocking from Newmarket. It would be those chemicals coming into our waterways. After that chemical trespass handout is a handout on the history of community rights work in New Hampshire, which we are continuing. After that is a flyer for the We the People documentary on CELDF's work that Mindful Mondays showed this past September at the Stone Church. If you want to bring that screening back for yourselves and a larger Newmarket audience, I can help you with that. And finally, at the bottom, there's a CELDF newsletter, so you can take all of that home. In case you're wondering, what are these names, CELDF and NHCRN, and how do they connect? I'm just really quickly going to tell you. CELDF has been around since 1995, and as a nonprofit public interest law firm intent on helping people protect their rights and nature's rights, they realized along the way that they had to stop fighting permits via regulatory and court routes that do exactly what the system is set up to support. They consistently and necessarily favor on behalf of corporate privilege and personhood rather than for the people and nature. CELDF understood that it needed to reframe the discussion by utilizing and defending people's rights to self-govern via rights-based local initiatives. When Barnstead became the first town to pass an RBO in New Hampshire, it put a call out that the protection of New Hampshire citizens' rights to self-govern be pushed to the state and federal levels, and that's why NHCRN formed. It holds company with Pennsylvania's, Ohio's, Colorado's, and Oregon's community rights networks. So while CELDF's and NHCRN's work overlaps and the groups support each other, CELDF mainly focuses on helping towns like Newmarket create their rights-based ordinances, and also places around the world they work in. NHCRN is mainly focused on the state legislative level by educating New Hampshire state reps about the right to local self-government that's actually already affirmed but not officially recognized in our state constitution's Bill of Rights in Articles 1, 2, 8, and 10. And they all draw language from our Declaration of Independence. The result of this education effort this year is that Newmarket's Representative Ellen Reed is sponsoring an amendment to our state constitution to specifically recognize in our state constitution the right to local self-government, making it more constitutionally apparent that people can use their local lawmaking to bring forth RBOs like we're working on. And then this last packet, sorry, I should have done this first. This last packet, you can see it's going to have a card on it. Since I last saw you, I became a member of the NHCRN board. So that's on top. And if you want to know more about the amendment to the Constitution, you can contact my NHCRN email on the front. If you flip it over, you'll see that my personal email is on the back, and that's the one you'd want to use if you want to contact me about what's going on with the rights-based ordinance in town. And then finally, so that's information about the amendment, that packet I just gave you. And finally, the group that I'm representing wants me to say that we invite you to actually really read through all this stuff. Sometimes it's hard to actually read through everything that you get because we're going to keep bringing you further news about our rights-based ordinance effort, and eventually it's going to be an initiative that we gather signatures for, and it will go to town vote is the goal. And you guys are Newmarket residents yourselves, I'm assuming, so we invite you to be part of the effort if you choose to do so as Newmarket residents. That's all I got. Thanks for letting me rush through that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have to go grade now, so I'm going to leave again like I did last time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Night.
Can I just make a quick call for
Did you want to make a comment?
Well, I will make the comment, even though Monica had to leave. And that's just that I really appreciate her effort to try and fit in so much information into a 5-minute block. And I know that she sort of rushes through it, but it's incredibly valuable information. So I appreciate her just trying to jam it all in, and that's all.
Okay, thank you. We've closed public forum at 7:38. I would appreciate a motion to approve the non-public minutes of October 18.
There was no non-public.
The pub.
It's on the agenda.
Oh, yeah. So non-public, did we have?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
We have minutes, right?
We have minutes. There was no non-public session this evening.
Oh, right.
So-
So the regular meeting minutes.
Yeah.
No, you have to approve both the non-public and whatever's on the agenda, follow the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moved.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any corrections to the non-public minutes? And we'd have to go into non-public to do that, but seeing none, call the roll.
Counselor Burns.
Aye.
Counselor Finch.
Aye.
Counselor Thompson.
Aye.
Counselor Cast.
Aye.
Counselor Bowden.
Aye.
Counselor Weinstein.
Aye.
Counselor Pike.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
And I would also accept a motion to approve the minutes of the October 18th regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Council Bowden, I think, was the second. And any corrections to those?
I had one small correction I believe we can make on line 280, 281. We were talking about how this was zoned for kind of a assisted nursing facility, and Mr. Levy came in and said that the benefit was having the special zoning meant it could not be flipped to rentals, and in the minutes it says could be flipped to rentals.
Good
That's it.
catch.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Burns.
Aye.
Counselor Finch.
Aye.
Counselor Thompson.
Aye.
Counselor Cast.
Aye.
Counselor Bowden.
Aye.
Counselor Weinstein.
Aye.
Counselor Pike.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
And report of the town administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First item on my report, I'm going to take a little bit out of order. Just wanted to update the town council on the October 29th, 30th storm. As of 5:45 this evening, we still have 337 customers, or 7% of the town, without power. Eversource is estimating that should be on by tomorrow evening at the latest. They have been out there working diligently to get it up there. One of the issues that we're running into is that this was a New England-wide storm, as well as parts of Canada where we normally get assistance from. So they were in their own states. In addition, most other power companies are out in Florida, Texas, and Puerto Rico dealing with the storms that they've already had. So they are doing the best they can with the equipment they have. We had 2 roads closed during the height of the storm, New Road and Exeter Road, with trees down over it. There is still a significant amount of debris on the side of the road, and the crews are trying to clean that up as best as possible. And I just want to take this opportunity to also commend the Public Works, the police and fire departments for all their efforts during the storm and everything they did during that time, and also the line crews that are out there working. So I want to thank also the people with their patience to not having power. And just to address the issue of why we postponed Trick or Treat until tonight, there was two reasons we didn't do it last night. One, we weren't sure how much electricity we were going to get back from hearing reports of Eversource not having all the resources they were going to have. Also, was the number of trees down. The chief. In addition, there was a large youth event last evening that involved a couple hundred kids that we didn't want to have the parents make the decision which one they need to go to. So the chief and I discussed it and postponed Trick or Treat till this evening. Other items on my report: the State of New Hampshire Department of Revenue Administration has set the property tax rate for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2018 for the town of Newmarket. The tax rate is $26.73, an increase of $1.28 per thousand of assessed value, or a 5% increase. Just for everybody, let them know, the town portion was a decrease of 11 cents from $6.24 to $6.13. The local school went from $15.72 to $7.08, which was an increase of $1.36. The state school went from $2.40 to $2.39, which is a decrease of a penny. And the county went from $1.09 to $1.13, which is plus 4 cents. So basically, the town portion decreased by 2%. The state school and state education rates combined went up by 7.5%, and the county increased 3.6%. The town clerk tax collectors has prepared the bills and should be sending out shortly, and they will be due on December 5th.
Councilor Thompson?
At some point this year, I think could have been last year, there was some discussion, I think it was with the MRI report and efficiencies or whatever, there was some discussion about why we are paying the county basically for getting little. And it revolved around dispatch and all of that. And the fact that it went up, 0.04, I mean, whatever. But is there any progress? I think there were some other towns that had wanted to join in with that to give us some teeth.
We had discussions with, at that point in time, Salem, Portsmouth, Derry, and Exeter. Exeter at that point in time was not interested. Of course, I talked to my counterparts. Portsmouth, Salem, and Derry, my counterparts are either on sabbatical or no longer employed by those communities. So I have to restart it with the new individuals in those communities.
Okay.
So.
Hopeful?
Yeah.
Possible? Okay, thank you.
You finished?
Just want to give an update on road paving. The crews are out there now shimming and getting the roads ready for the all the side roads in downtown to be finished paving. And that just to everybody on this Beach Street Extension and Elm Street in that area, please be aware that the paving will probably begin end of week, beginning of next week to get it in soon. That's all I have tonight.
Okay, are there committee reports? Councilor Weinstein.
So just very quickly, the Budget Committee met last week to finalize our schedule for the coming season, and we talked about the CIP program. So no news there. I mean, it's the same information that we just went over at our meeting on Saturday. So I don't have any feedback to relay, just that we're on schedule. And then the only other item that I have is that the Energy and Environment Committee is going to meet on Monday, the 6th at 7 o'clock.
I'll just have two things to mention. One is I did attend yesterday a half-day program on nitrogen septic systems in Great Bay, and our town planner, Diane Hardy, was also there. And, you know, it's very interesting on, you know, the technology in septic systems is changing quite a bit. So a lot of the way that's, you know, the question will be is if in the process of trying to bring the health back to Great Bay, which has suffered a lot from nitrogen, whether eventually technologies like denitrifying your septic system will be needed. But there's a lot of lawmaking that would have to happen before that would happen. So a lot of the other focus of the meeting was really around education and making sure, you know, providing information to citizens to make sure they, you know, sometimes people are new in a house with a septic system and don't understand some of the do's and don'ts of having a septic system, and when they're compromised, it can threaten the functioning of the unit, which in some ways threatens groundwater and a lot of other things. So it was an interesting meeting. I learned a lot. And the dam committee is meeting tomorrow. So that's the committee reports I have. And then we're do I read this in title only?
Yep.
So Resolution 2017-18-17, approval of the fiscal year 2019 budget submitted to the town council by the town administrator on October 15/27. And if I could, I'd appreciate a motion to approve Resolution 2018-17.
So moved. Second.
And the next part of that is that I would also need a motion to amend the resolution to the following numbers as per our meeting last Saturday.
Read it.
You can move that,
Yep.
please.
General fund would be $7,662,607. Special fund would be $1,155,086. Enterprise funds at $3,265,038. For a total of $12,042,731.
I will make a motion to amend the resolution with those numbers.
Second.
If no discussion, please call the roll.
Counselor Burns.
Aye.
Counselor Finch.
Aye.
Counselor Thompson.
Aye.
Counselor Cast.
Aye.
Counselor Bowden. Counselor Weinstein.
Aye.
Counselor Pike.
Aye.
The amendment passes 7-0.
So, are there any additional comments to make on the budget, which we just discussed all day? Go ahead.
Quickly, just a clarification to the outcome of the vote will also reflect the recommendation on the ballot of the council.
Councilor Weinstein.
Well, I just thought I would mention that we made that amendment because due to the changes, or to reflect the changes that we made during our budget meeting on Saturday. So just in case the public wasn't sure why we're amending the numbers, that's the reason, because we did make some changes at our meeting. That's all.
Okay, please call the roll.
Counselor Burns.
Aye.
Counselor Finch.
Aye.
Counselor Thompson.
Aye.
Counselor Cast.
Aye.
Counselor Bowden.
Aye.
Counselor Weinstein.
Aye.
Counselor Pike.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
And so the next thing is resolutions, ordinances in the first reading. Is this another one by title only, or?
No.
No, go for it. Let me get there. What page is it on?
Page 77.
Let's see if I can get there in a hurry.
You want me to- I've got it right in front of me if you want me to.
Actually, I have it. Resolution 2017-18-18, Integrated Municipal Financial Software Lease Purchase. Whereas the current financial accounting software is not considered to provide for long-term support and modernization, And whereas the town received 3 proposals, each was evaluated for qualifications, cost, a cloud-based product with the ability to integrate all modules and provides hands-on training. The chosen vendor is Tyler Technologies, along with a third-party motor vehicle integration package from Interware Development Company, Incorporated, to provide the most comprehensive package at a cost of $746,994, including one-time estimated implementation and data conversion costs. Now therefore let it be resolved that the town council authorizes the town administrator to enter into a multi-year lease purchase agreement and associated software as a service license agreement with Tyler Technologies Incorporated to purchase its enterprise resource planning solution called Munis, along with third-party agreements with Interware Development Company Incorporated to purchase its New Hampshire motor vehicle registration product called Clerkworks. Okay. And I know that we have
We have a communication.
right. About, and would it be the best thing to read that?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Go ahead.
Dear members of the Town Council and Town Administrator, the Scouts, leaders, and members of Committee Boy Scout Troop 200 of Newmarket, New Hampshire take great pleasure in announcing that, having completed requirements for and having been examined by an Eagle Scout Board of Review, Dominic Joseph Scarponi was found worthy of the rank of Eagle Scout. In honor of this achievement, we have scheduled an Eagle Scout Court of Honor for 5 p.m. on November 25th, 2017 at the American Legion, Post 67, Main Street, Newmarket, New Hampshire. You are, of course, welcome to attend if you're available. We'd appreciate a letter or certificate acknowledging his achievement. We could compile it with other acknowledgments and place it in a scrapbook commemorating this special occasion. Letters can be sent to Dominic and care of the address below. Thank you for taking time through this extremely busy schedule to help our community recognize the achievements and service of Eagle Scout Dominic Scarponi. Sincerely, D. Robert Sargent II, Scoutmaster. We'll send a certificate on behalf of the town and have the chair sign on behalf of the council.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's great. Congratulations to
Scarponi.
Scarponi. Okay. Councilor Weinstein.
So I did have one other item, and I just wanted to bring it up. I had received an email from a resident about the Heron Point closing, and just she was asking where we're at with that. And I know that there's been some other, I read a couple other things that weren't directed specifically toward me, but I've seen some other chatter on Facebook. So I thought that I would
I coincidentally received a letter today, but I also received an email over the weekend from the chairman of the Conservation Commission requesting permission to contact our legal counsel to begin to try to reignite discussions with the board of the homeowners association over there. So they are trying to move forward with that at this point in time.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I see no other closing comments. So are we on for a November 15th?
I had that we were not going to have the meeting because there was.
Right, it says next council meeting.
Yeah,
November
that was
15th.
done before the discussion on Saturday.
Yeah, and I know one member that wasn't going to be, one councilor wasn't going to be here now says they can be here. I don't know if that changes, or would we just want to wait until we're having a light?
I would prefer to be here also for the discussion of the software.
Sounds like
And I
a,
won't be here at that one.
so we will then have our next meeting, I can't remember what. December 6th, okay.
And the other thought is, just a council to consider, the second meeting in December is December 21st. If anybody's, just to look at your schedules, keep that in mind. I know it's a busy, busy week, so.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the public hearing for isn't one of those going to be the dam public hearing? The
Public session, the 6th.
public- Yeah.
The 6th.
It's going to be the 6th,
Yeah.
okay.
And what's the, I don't have it,
But
when our public hearing is for the budget?
that's the budget committee.
Well, I know, but I know it's not a town council meeting.
Yeah.
But it's an important meeting.
I don't know.
I don't know what it
think
is
it's-
off the top of
I think
my
it's the
head.
week before.
Okay.
The last week in November, you're saying?
No, the week before the 21st.
Oh,
Week
okay.
before Christmas.
Okay. So it'd be a good one to attend. Yeah. All right. I see no lights. I see no other comments. With that, we stand adjourned.